say that it's... Good morning, kids. It's time for story time. Are you all ready? We're going to sing our Hello, Hello song, but I want to tell you what day it is. Today is really Cinco de Mayo because we're recording this a week earlier. Now, Cinco de Mayo is Spanish for Independence Day, the Day of Independence for Mexico. So all the Spanish communities are going to be celebrating it. So let's sing our happy Hello, Hello song and think about how happy all the Spanish people are of Spanish backgrounds. Here we go. Stand up.
Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Can you stretch your body? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet? Can you stretch your body? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet?
Very good. I bet you're enjoying that song now that you know it a little better. Okay. So, I'm going to tell you the Bible story now. And the Bible story is kind of like the weather. It's about the weather because one day, long, long ago, there was a man named Noah. And Noah was a good man, and his family followed God. And they believed in God, and they tried to be good to people. But there was a lot of people on earth that weren't being good, and they were really bad. They were bad to the point where God was very disappointed, and he was sorry he made the earth. So he decided he was going to destroy the earth. But first he went to Noah, and he told Noah to build an ark. And it took Noah 60 years to build the ark. 60 years is a long time. He had to build the ark out of gopher wood, and he built it with specific directions so it would be big enough for everything God wanted Noah to put in it. So Noah and his family built the ark, and one day it began to rain. And God told Noah to get the animals and 2 by 2 put them into the ark. Those don't fit up top. So 2 camels went in, 2 monkeys went in, a lion and a lioness went in, 2 giraffes, 2 by 2, all these animals, went in. 2 by 2, 2 sheep, 2 elephants, 2 donkeys, 2 polar bears, and 2 ostriches. 2 of every kind of animal went in. And then Noah and his family went in, and God sealed the ark up. He fixed it so no rain could get in the doors. And it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. and it rained so much that the whole earth became flooded, and everybody that lived on the earth and all the extra animals and insects and everything died. Which was kind of sad for those people, but God had a plan. So it took a long time for the waters to recede, and Noah kept sending out birds to find out if there was any dry land. And finally he sent out a bird, and it came back with an olive leaf in its beak. So Noah knew there was dry land. And pretty soon the ark came to rest on a mountain, and they think it's now Mount Ararat, which is in Turkey. And they came out of the ark, and they saw a rainbow. And God made the rainbow as a promise to all of us that he would never flood and destroy the earth again. And Noah let all the animals out, and they were fruitful and multiplied, and God had Noah's family be fruitful and multiply, so we're all descended from Noah. So we can trust God to never do that again, but we should still be good, because it's displeasing for God if we aren't good. Did you ever think it was never going to stop raining? Sometimes I do, but we know it will because God promised. Today it's kind of cold, but I think it'll get up to the 70s. It's spring, and you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you're going to get rain, sometimes you're going to get cooler weather, and sometimes you're going to get downright hot weather. Wally is dressed for the beach as usual, but he'll need at least a short sleeve shirt on, and he'll need his pants. He might be able to wear shorts later, but I suggest he wears pants. And he should take a jacket with him, even if he doesn't wear it, just in case it gets cooler. And always wear a hat to keep the sun out of your eyes. And always have an umbrella handy, because you never know when it's going to rain. Because if it rains and it's sunny at the same time, we will see a rainbow. So it's going to be sunny with some clouds in the sky. And that's our weather today. Okay, now we're going to sing Arky Arky. Arky Arky. This is going slow. Why is it? Arky Arky. Arky Arky. Elephants and kangaroosy woosies. That was a different song from what I was used to. It had some verses that were different, but it was the idea of the arky-arky. Okay, today our letter is the letter D. There's a big D and a little d, a capital D and a small d. And D makes a D sound, as in dog. And doll. And dice. And dinosaur. Couldn't tell what that was from the back for a minute. And dress. Dress. And duck. That's a good D. Duck. And donut. We all love donuts, don't we? And door. So those are all our D words. Our color today is orange. And orange is a long word and would not fit that way for me to fold it. So I'm going to change it here so you can read it. Orange. And D is orange. And 4 is orange. There's other letters that are orange, but what are these? Those are orange too. They're 3-sided, and they're all called triangles. They're not all the same, are they? But as long as they have 3 sides, they're called triangles. 1, 2, 3 sides. So how many triangles are there? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And look, there's 4 different sizes. A big one, 2 middle-sized ones, but that one's bigger than that one. And the littlest is that one, right? So we have 4 sizes of triangles. And we have 4 triangles. And I have an orange shirt on. And like every color, there's different shades and hues of colors. And this is orange. At least to me it is. So, there's something on this board that doesn't belong here. Can anybody see it? What doesn't belong here? Mickey Mouse! He's next to the M because he knows his name starts with Mickey. And Mom starts with Mickey. And Mother's Day is this Sunday. And I hope you had a good Mother's Day with your mommy. Okay, we're going to talk about being happy today a little bit. And if you're happy and you know it, you do different things, don't you? And if you're sad and you know it, you do different things too. And sometimes we get mad and you know it, don't you? So we're going to sing If You're Happy and You Know It. And then we're going to talk about a guy who's always happy. 9. This is If You're Happy and You Know It.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, pat your knees. If you're happy and you know it, pat your knees. If you're happy and you know it, your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, pat your knees. Clap your hands.
If you're mad and you know it, stomp your feet.
If you're mad and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're mad and you know it, your face will surely show it. If you're mad and you know it, stomp your feet. Pat your knees. Clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, beep your nose.
Beep, beep.
If you're happy and you know it, beep your nose.
Beep, beep.
If you're happy and you know it,
Your face will surely show it.
if you're happy and you know it, beep your nose.
Stomp your feet.
Stomp, stomp,
Pat your knees.
clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray!
If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray!
If you're happy and you know it, your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray!
You're done. Beep, beep. Stomp your feet. Stomp, stomp. Pat your knees. Clap your hands. Shout hooray.
Hooray! Very good. I bet you enjoyed that one. Okay, now we're going to talk about Pete the cat. Pete the cat has a lot of books out, and he is a pretty happy cat. He has 4 groovy buttons. We're doing 4 because 4 is our number today. Look at all those buttons. Do any of you have buttons on your shirts? I have buttons on my sleeves. Pete the cat and his 4 groovy buttons. Groovy means all right, cool. Pete the cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much he sang this song. For my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons, my buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Oh yeah. Oh no! What happened? Pop! His blue button popped off. One of his buttons popped off and it rolled away. Oh my, how many buttons are left? 3. 4 minus 1 equals 3. 1, 2, 3. He has 3 buttons yet left. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My 3 groovy buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away while he was skateboarding. How many buttons are left? 2. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My 2 groovy buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! His green button popped off. Another button popped off and rolled away. But he got ice cream. How many buttons are left? 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My 1 groovy button, my 1 groovy button. Looks like he went to the beach. Pop! Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 0! 1 minus 1 equals 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? His belly button! And he kept singing his song. My button, I still have my belly button. My button, I still have my belly button. It's all good, he says. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness no. We keep on singing. Buttons come and buttons go. Isn't that a good book? That's a good way to think about things. Sometimes you break your toys and you get upset, or your brother or your sister comes and breaks one of your toys and you get upset. But you should still be happy because you have other things to play with. And a lot of kids don't even have one single toy, so we're pretty lucky around here. Now, Mrs. Biller was telling me about a song that her grandkids sing that they think is really funny. So I looked it up and I think it's pretty funny too. And we're gonna sing that instead of the Wheels on the Bus. You know, you wanna be in because you're gonna start. Tractor, tractor. And it's
Tractor, tractor, harvesting the wheat. Tractor, tractor, harvesting the wheat. Harvesting the wheat, harvesting the wheat. Tractor, tractor, harvesting the wheat. Backhoe, backhoe, digging up the dirt. Backhoe, backhoe, digging up the dirt. Digging up the dirt, digging up the dirt. Backhoe, backhoe, digging up the dirt. Fire truck, zooming down the street. Fire truck, zooming down the street. Zooming down the street, zooming down the street. Fire truck, zooming down the street. Carriage, carriage, going to the ball. Carriage, carriage, going to the ball. Going to the ball, going to the ball. Carriage, carriage, going to the ball. Jet plane, flying through the air. Jet plane, flying through the air. Flying through the air, flying through the air. Jet plane, flying through the air. Rocket, rocket, shooting to the moon. Rocket, rocket, shooting to the moon. Shooting to the moon, shooting to the moon. Rocket, rocket, shooting to the moon. Hey, Randy? Yeah? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Rug.
uh-oh.
Sorry,
What's going on?
your song.
It's fine.
I just had
Part of the
to
song.
ask you quick. Do you mind if I have a shot at this song? This song right here? Yeah, Tractor, Tractor.
No, keep going.
I know you wrote it, but I'm a songwriter too. I kind of just had some ideas. I wanted
is
to
part of the song.
try. Yeah, I mean, if you have some ideas, sure, I'd love to hear them.
Okay, this guy has new ideas.
Tractor, tractor, flying through the air. Tractor, tractor, flying through the air. Flying through the air, flying through the air. Tractor, tractor, flying through the air. Andrew, hey, Andrew.
Andrew has it
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, you're kind of getting some of the words. Oh, just work with me. Hold on, listen. I'm really excited about this. Fire truck, going to the ball. Fire truck,
Hey, Andrew, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, man, but you're singing fire truck going to the ball. The fire truck doesn't go to the ball.
Yeah, but what if there's a fire at the ball? Did you think of that?
Well, no,
See that,
but
drapes catch on fire, then they don't have to wait. It's right there. It's ready to put it out.
He's right.
I mean, yeah, but
Backhoe, backhoe, shooting to the moon. Backhoe, backhoe, shooting to the moon. Shooting to the moon.
this is just all
shooting
wrong.
to the
Andrew,
moon.
I'm sorry to stop you again, but you're singing backhoe shooting to the moon. The backhoes don't go to the moon. The rocket goes to the moon, not the backhoe.
Well, sure, backhoes go to the moon. Where do you think craters come from?
Well,
Backhoes.
that's not right at all.
Rocket, rocket,
They come from
harvesting
meteorites.
the wheat. Rocket, rocket, harvesting the wheat.
Rocket-
Harvesting the wheat.
Rocket
Rocket,
doesn't harvest
harvesting
the wheat. This is crazy. No, rockets don't harvest wheat.
Yeah, but just think how fast they get the job done.
Well,
Tractor, jet plane, fire truck, rocket. Tractor, jet plane, fire truck,
no,
rocket.
this is just crazy.
Harvesting the moon,
Andrew,
harvesting the
moon.
wheat.
What are you singing
Carriage,
about?
backhoe,
This is a
digging up
children's
the
record.
air.
You're gonna
Digging
get
up the
music.
air. Digging up the air.
That guy made that song really silly, didn't he? Well, I want to thank Mrs. Biller for telling me about that because it is a very funny song and I enjoyed making parts for it. Now we're going to talk about a hungry caterpillar, and I think you might be able to see caterpillars before too long. So I got a big book about a hungry caterpillar. Look, we even have a hungry caterpillar. In the light of the moon, a little egg laid on a leaf. See the little egg? Look, there's stars, and there's the moon. But it's a very little egg. Can you see that?
Yeah.
One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. See the caterpillar down there? Here's a big caterpillar, huh? There's the sun. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. Yum, 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 yum. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges. That's the color for today, but he was still hungry. Rum, 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 rum. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, huh? Uh-oh. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, a piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. Ugh. That night he had a stomach ache. The next day was Sunday again, and the caterpillar ate through a green leaf. And he felt much better then. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar, but he was very, very fat. Look at how fat he was. He's a lot fatter than here, isn't he? So he built a small house called a cocoon around himself. And he stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon shell and pushed his way out. Woo! And look, he was a beautiful butterfly. How about that? So sometimes when we see things and we think they're ugly, we maybe should need to wait and take a better look at them, because maybe later they'll be able to do something we can't do. What do you think of that? Okay, it's time for our brown bear song, and you know that's the way we always end story time. I'm just going to take these off. So we have brown bear, with the Noah's Ark. Every time we see a rainbow, we can remember about God's promise to Noah. I can find brown bear. Brown bear, brown bear. Here we go. for joining us at Story Time. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next week. Have a good week. Love you guys. Bye.